Throughout the 1990s, Christina Ricci stood out as one of Hollywood's most captivating and gifted young stars. Iconic roles in The Addams Family and Casper turned her into a household name, proving she could master both comedy and drama with ease. However, her path wasn't just defined by risky roles that sidelined her for years, but also by internal battles that steered her career. After vanishing from big-budget films, she staged a brilliant return that finally earned her the critical acclaim she deserved. How did Christina Ricci's craft evolve over time? What private hurdles and bold moves defined her legacy? And how did she find a way back after years in the shadows? Let's find out. Born February 12, 1980, in Santa Monica, she actually grew up in New Jersey. Her turbulent childhood home would later influence the heavy roles she took. Growing up witnessing domestic violence naturally drew her toward portraying characters with deep, complex psychological layers. She caught the acting bug early on. At age 8, a local movie critic happened to see her perform in a school play and knew she was special. Stunned by her stage presence and vocal power, that critic wasted no time connecting her with a professional talent agent. She got her start in commercials and TV guest spots, quickly showing a level of emotional depth that was rare for someone so young. In 1990, at age 10, she hit the big screen in Mermaids, starring alongside heavyweights like Cher and Winona Ryder. As Kate Flax, the younger sibling of Ryder's character, she displayed an uncanny ability to convey deep feelings with quiet precision. Despite the minor role, her natural intensity grabbed Hollywood's attention, leading to her 1991 breakout that turned her into a pop culture icon. At 11, she landed the role of Wednesday Addams in Barry Sonnenfeld's film adaptation. Getting that casting right was everything. The role demanded a kid who could deliver jokes with a deadpan stare and perfect timing, a feat that even seasoned veterans struggle to master. She didn't just meet expectations, she blew them away. Her take on Wednesday was a masterclass in both physical and verbal comedy. Phrases like, "I'm at my happiest, can't you tell?" became legendary thanks to her stone-faced delivery that made the dark humor land perfectly. Her facial control and flawless pacing were light years ahead of her peers, proving her extraordinary talent at just 11 years old. The Addams Family crushed the box office, earning over $191 million globally on a modest $30 million budget. Even beyond the money, the film proved that she was a technical marvel on screen. Reviewers picked up on the fact that she wasn't just reading lines, she was truly performing. She truly grasped the character's soul and the movie's specific vibe. When the sequel hit in 1993, it proved her first performance wasn't a fluke, but pure talent. By 13, Christina had sharpened her take on Wednesday, adding fresh layers to the role, while keeping that dark essence that made the character an icon. During this time, Christina started formal acting studies, working with professional coaches and getting serious about her growth as a performer. She wasn't interested in being a passing child star, she wanted a long-term, respected career. At 15, she took the lead in 1995's Casper, a major blockbuster blending live action with groundbreaking special effects. The film was a worldwide hit, proving she could carry a mainstream feature. But her sights were already set on something deeper. While her peers played it safe in teen rom-coms, she actively sought out edgy, ambitious projects that challenged her artistically. Her true artistic breakthrough happened in 1997 with Ang Lee's The Ice Storm. This indie drama about 70s suburban life required a raw, vulnerable performance unlike anything she'd ever attempted. She played Wendy Hood, a teen exploring her sexuality while navigating the wreckage of her crumbling family. Collaboration with Ang Lee changed everything, as his precise directing style pushed her to find new layers in her acting. Guided by him, she showcased incredible range, swinging between curiosity and heartache with total honesty. In 1998, she starred in Buffalo 66, an indie cult classic from the mind of Vincent Gallo. Her portrayal of Layla demanded an incredibly subtle touch to make the character work. The outcome was one of the most distinct and unforgettable performances in 90s independent cinema. That year, she also appeared in Pecker and The Man Who Cried, showing she could bounce between genres with ease. Partnering with Tim Burton for Sleepy Hollow in 1999 proved she could thrive inside highly stylized, visionary worlds. Moving into the 2000s, she kept prioritizing artistic challenges over massive paychecks. 2001's Prozac Nation saw her playing a woman battling depression, a role that mirrored her own mounting personal demons. During this transitional phase, her life began to unravel. deeply affecting her professional trajectory. The weight of fame and childhood trauma took a toll, leading her into a severe battle with anorexia. Keeping her eating disorder a secret for years made it hard to maintain her career and stay consistent on big movie sets. She starred in Monster with Charlize Theron in 2003, proving she could elevate the work of her fellow co-stars. Yet, even as she delivered strong performances, her internal struggles were reaching a breaking point. Toxic, abusive ties during this era fueled her mental health crisis, sparking a downward spiral that eventually pushed her away from Hollywood. Post-Monster, her mainstream comeback attempts bombed, especially with the 2005 critical disaster known as Cursed. Her final shot at leading a massive blockbuster was the Wachowskis' 2008 visual feast, Speed Racer. The film's massive box office failure cemented her reputation as an unbankable star who was simply too unconventional for the average moviegoer. Between 2006 and 2010, she made a choice that looked professional on paper but was deeply rooted in her personal well-being. She ditched the mainstream grind to focus on intimate indie projects and compelling television characters. While this move meant fading from the spotlight, it was a necessary step toward her internal healing. During this hiatus, she finally sought out clinical help for her eating disorder and began the grueling path to recovery. Taking on smaller, low-stakes roles allowed her to prioritize her health without walking away from her craft entirely. She kept her craft sharp through guest roles on hits like Grey's Anatomy without the pressure of being the lead, finally returning to the limelight in 2011 on the ABC show Pan Am. Playing Maggie Ryan allowed her to flex her range by stepping into a much more polished, traditional leading role. Despite the show getting the axe after one season, it served as a reminder of her undeniable talent and professionalism. By 2013, she had married, and the following year she welcomed a son, seemingly finding the stability she craved. Sadly, this union also turned toxic, leading to a 2020 restraining order amidst allegations of domestic abuse. Rather than staying quiet, Christina spoke out about the abuse to help others, masterfully turning her personal trauma into a platform for domestic violence activism. Her nuanced, chilling performance in 2014's Lizzie Borden took an axe-impressed critics, landing her a Critics' Choice Television Award nomination. She was proving to the world that her creative fire remained bright despite every personal hurdle she faced. Her true career renaissance arrived in 2021 with the massive Showtime hit Yellow Jackets. She plays the adult Misty Quigley, a disturbing, socially awkward, and terrifyingly complex character who is impossible to ignore. Her work on the show is the payoff of decades of artistic growth and a testament to her personal resilience. She channels everything she learned from legends like Ang Lee, Tim Burton, and Vincent Gallo into this role. Her mastery of tone and layered characterization allows her to pivot from dark comedy to raw drama with ease. Critics instantly hailed the performance as a career high, with Variety praising her incredible transformation. She makes Misty so authentic and vivid that you cannot look away, even during the character's most unsettling moments. This powerhouse performance earned her a 2022 Primetime Emmy nomination for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. The industry further honored her with nominations from the Screen Actors Guild and the Critics' Choice Awards. These accolades were a long overdue validation from an industry that had overlooked her talent for years. In 2021, she found a healthy, supportive partner in stylist Mark Hampton, finally breaking her cycle of toxic romance. The couple expanded their family that December, with the birth of their daughter, Cleopatra, whom they call Cleo. This new chapter of domestic bliss perfectly lined up with her career peak, signaling a joyful new era for her. Her newfound personal peace and professional success seemed perfectly intertwined, showing how a stable life fuels a great career. In 2022, she appeared in several episodes of Wednesday, Tim Burton's massive Netflix hit. As Marilyn Thornhill, she came full circle by returning to the Addams universe 30 years later in a surprising new role. Now at 44, she is enjoying one of the most creatively rewarding and successful periods of her entire life. Her journey offers a masterclass in how to maintain a long, meaningful career in the fickle world of entertainment. Christina's journey is proof that real talent and true grit win out, even after the longest nights. Those years spent fighting health issues and toxic cycles actually gave her the tools to play broken characters perfectly. She got real about her mental health battles and domestic abuse, turning those scars into a massive platform that proved being vulnerable is a total game changer for any career. She's the ultimate blueprint for any artist trying to master their craft while the world is crashing down around them. She never stopped learning or taking risks, even when her personal life was at its most chaotic. This story is about artistic growth and human grit, showing how childhood scars drive creative choices and how someone can reach the top while fighting demons. It is proof that you can emerge from years of hardship not just as a survivor, but as someone who is truly thriving. That is the full professional story of Christina Ricci, a career defined by gutsy roles and personal triumph that finally earned her the massive critical acclaim she deserved in Yellow Jackets. What do you think of her comeback? Is Misty her best role yet? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like and subscribe for more fascinating stories about Hollywood's most iconic careers. See you next time!